Hello and welcome to Norwood News. Today is Friday, October 19th, and I'm your host, Krista McDonald. Earlier this month, the Alliance for Community Media announced that 5 Norwood community media programs had been selected as award winners at this year's ACM Northeast Video Festival. For more on this exciting recognition, we go to NCM's Executive Director, Jack Tolman.
The Alliance for Community Media is an organization that supports community media across the country. And the ACM Northeast recently announced the winners of their annual video festival. And I'm proud to announce that Norwood Community Media is the winner of 5 awards. In the Children and Youth category, our live chat with Santa program produced by Mike Maloof received the 3rd place award. In the Science category, Today in Space received the 2nd place award and is produced by Alex Orfanos. He's had a successful year with this program as he was also a 1st place winner in the national level. In the General Talk Show category, Sports Extra, produced by Mike Maloof, was awarded 1st place. And for Profile Talk Show, Norwood Digest, produced by Brian Bedreau, also received 1st place. And finally, for single camera event coverage, the 0K Road Race, produced by Jack McCarthy and myself, received the 1st place award. All of us at Norwood Community Media are proud to receive these awards that are judged by our peers, and we proudly share these with the Norwood community.
Thanks very much for watching Sports Extra here on NCM here in Norwood. I'm Mark Hoover along with Joe Meehan.
And a special thanks to the Alliance for Community Media Northeast Region for voting us #1 in the talk show category. We have a blast doing this show, and it's nice to see that others enjoy it too.
Yeah, and thanks to all the folks here and the crew that put this whole show together for us. They do a fantastic job.
You know, I've been proud to host Norwood Digest for the past 14 years. And it's just been a love affair with the people at NCM, formerly NPA, and myself. And it's just been a joy to be with them at all the time. But, you know, one of the things I'm really, really proud of is we've introduced hundreds of people through Norwood Digest to the Norwood community. And that's something that I'm very, very proud of. I also learned that we won another award, and it was for a real fun event. It was, we hosted the 0K road race that benefited the Legion baseball team, and that was a blast. If you haven't seen that, please try to see that. But, you know, thank you to everybody here at NCM for making all of this possible for all of us.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. Santa chiming in from the North Pole, and I want to thank the ACM-NE for voting us 3rd place children's programming. Better be good, Christmas is coming. Oh.
Hey, what's up, Norwood? We're here from the new Today in Space studios. We just moved to a new place. It's so exciting. I can't believe we won 2nd place for science, health, and spirituality. That's amazing for all of New England, including New York. Haha. It's awesome. Super happy to hear it, and happy to bring home the win for Norwood.
Congrats to all of this year's award winners. You guys continue to make us so proud. Once again, the town of Norwood comes to help a fellow community in need. The Norwood Light Department deployed 2 Light Department employees and a truck to Tallahassee, Florida to aid in the cleanup efforts after Hurricane Michael ripped through the Gulf.
Last week, 2 employees from the Norwood Light Department spent time down in Tallahassee helping them recover from Hurricane Michael. They spent about a week down there. They traveled down there with our equipment as part of a regional program for mutual aid that the town of Norwood and all public power utilities in the United States are a part of. So 2 of our employees were able to go down there and help folks get their power up and running. And as of today, Wednesday, Tallahassee is at more than 95% power with the power back on.
Light Department Superintendent Jim Collins explains how Norwood Light was able to assist in cleanup efforts.
The crews that went with them had a digger derrick truck which set pole, so they were setting pole and repairing power lines. They were doing neighborhood. One of the neighborhoods they were at was the area of Florida A&M College or University. We got some pictures from down near that area. But they were doing different neighborhoods. They put them on an area, and the crews worked their way through that from the stores all the way out to get the neighborhoods going.
So far this year, Norwood has deployed the Light Department, DPW, police, and fire departments to multiple communities across the country. Stay tuned after this break to see the most recent Norwood Bank fundraiser and to recap this year's farmers market.
Hi, I'm Mary Lou Follen, Town Clerk, and I would like to inform the residents of Norwood of the early voting sessions that will be held in Norwood for the upcoming state election of November 6th for a 2-week period starting Monday, October 22nd through Friday, November 2nd. The early voting will take place in Memorial Hall at Town Hall. Early voting hours will be as follows. Daily, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Extended hours will be Wednesday, October 24th from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, October 27th from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Tuesday, October 30th from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Thursday, November 1st from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Early voting will end on the last day of Friday, November 2nd at 4 p.m. The early voting hours are posted on the Town of Norwood website, www.norwoodma.gov. If you have any questions, you can call the town clerk's office, 781-762-1240, extension 152. Thank you.
Welcome back. On Saturday, Norwood Bank held a signing for the new Tom Dunlay painting. This is the third of a trilogy of Norwood paintings, and all proceeds support the Donahue Educational Scholarship for Norwood High School students.
We're at the Norwood Bank having a signing with Thomas Dunlay, Impressionist painter from Westwood. We're signing and giving out copies of the third painting called The Trilogy of Norwood. Thomas has done 3 paintings, and Thomas has been kind enough to allow us to make copies of the paintings and sell them to support a scholarship fund at Norwood High School, which is named after my parents. My mother was a school teacher. My father was chairman of the Norwood School Committee. They had a great love for the town of Norwood. So we're supporting the scholarship with selling the prints of Norwood. Norwood people are very proud of the most beautiful buildings, probably in the state, with a beautiful town square. And Thomas has done not only wonderful paintings of these scenes, but a wonderful winter scene.
This all came about probably 10, 12 years ago when Charlie commissioned the first Norwood Common painting. And after the success of that and the popularity and general demand, Charlie felt that at the time the new high school was being built, it might be appropriate to have a picture painted of the old high school. So the second painting in this trilogy is of the Norwood High School. And now, we are here today signing prints of the third painting of Manhattan Street, Winter Walk on Manhattan Street, Norwood. If you notice in each picture, there's some indication of hockey. And Charlie himself, being from Norwood and being a former Norwood High hockey player, as well as playing hockey for Brown University, he has a fantastic love of the game and the sport. So the first picture, which he commissioned of Norwood Common, when the picture was just about done, we all felt that there was a need for some human activity in it. So included in that particular picture are 3 young hockey players walking across the common with sticks and bags in hand. The second picture of Norwood High actually has 2 of Norwood's most outstanding hockey players, Charlie Donahue and Ken Arvidsson, one of Charlie's best friends. And the third picture of Manhattan Street, Norwood, actually has some of Charlie's children and grandchildren, and again, you'll see the hockey sticks and hockey bags show up. So it's a fun thread to have, showing through each picture. Been great fun doing it. Norwood's a wonderful town, and it's fantastic to see the response of the people of Norwood, coming out to, buy a little, piece of the town they love so much.
If you would like to purchase a painting, stop by Custom Art Framing at 45 Central Street. Tuesday was the last farmers market of the season. The market ran every Tuesday at the Town Common throughout the summer and fall. To recap the event, we toss it to the director of the farmers market, Kim Weineck.
So our market was very successful this year. We started mid-June, we run until mid-October. And we had a really nice steady flow of people. We try to cover some nice farmers market bases with a few artisans, but generally it's our farmers. We have a fishmonger and a pasta producer, which is really a successful venture for them. We have some entertainment. We have some jewelers and a few nonprofits, and it's been a nice blend all season long.
Thanks, Kim, for another successful year. Stay tuned after this break to find out what's happening in your local government.
Hi, this is Courtney Rao Rogers, President of the League of Women Voters Norwood, here to tell you about an exciting pre-election event the League is sponsoring this month. The League of Women Voters will have a ballot question forum on Monday, October 22nd from 7 to 8:30 in the GSU Lecture Hall at Norwood High School. This will be an exciting and informative event for voters. We will be focusing on questions 1 and 3, and we'll have representatives from Freedom for Massachusetts, the Massachusetts Nursing Association, and the American Nursing Association Massachusetts chapter to present information and take questions from the audience. Come learn about what voting yes or no on each question really means so that you can go to the polls on November 6th well informed. We hope you can attend this forum on Monday, October 22nd, 7 p.m. at the GSU Lecture Hall. Be informed and educated on the issues because voting matters and yours matters most of all.
Welcome back to Norwood News. Monday night, the Budget Balancing Committee met in Town Hall to go over agenda items such as decisions regarding the FY20 budget and the discussion of projected free cash. The end of the meeting was used to discuss the residential tax rate in Norwood compared to neighboring counties in the state of Massachusetts. Discussion revealed some encouraging findings in regard to Norwood's residential tax rate.
Kelly.
One thing I think is really interesting, I agree with you on the tax rate and I agree with you on the home valuation. I think it's more interesting if you actually take the average tax bill and divide it into what the average assessed value to see what you pay per dollar your house is assessed at. Because to me, looking just at an average tax bill, like Tony says, doesn't mean anything because there's several of those communities I don't want to live in. But looking at it as a percentage of what you pay, of what your house is actually worth, we're one of the lowest towns in the state. Just telling you that.
The Budget Balancing Committee is scheduled to meet again in 2 weeks. On Tuesday night, the Board of Selectmen met in the Harry Butters Chambers at Town Hall. At 7:15, the board heard from Town Accountant Tom McQuaid. McQuaid gave an overview of the new ERP, or Enterprise Resource Planning System, that was purchased using free cash at special town meeting back in May.
We're at kind of a very early stage, but we have a lot of mixed emotions going on. I think very positive vibe for town hall employees that are trying to work and school employees, but very invigorating because we're really working as a team, and as an example, just this week, today, tomorrow, and Thursday, we have all-day meetings with Tyler, which is the company that's doing it, and then the same group will meet with them next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And we're just in phase 1, which is trying to establish a new general ledger and a new kind of financial system.
During McQuaid's appearance, he and the board also discussed next year's budget and free cash in particular.
And then this year, we go through a process every year of trying to determine how much free cash we're going to get. Our number's going to be lower than usual this year. Just to give you a little historical perspective, from back in 2012, we had $4.5 million, then $3.1 million in 2013, $3.3 million, $2.1 million, and last year $4.3 million. We expect this year to be about $1.4 million to $1.7 million, possibly.
In addition, the Selectmen held a public hearing for Oasis Caribbean Cuisine located at 487 Washington Street. The owner applied for and was approved for a common Vidler's license to conduct business at that location. Travis Farley, Recreation Superintendent, was also in attendance at the meeting. Farley submitted his monthly activities report for the department. Tuesday evening, a forum was held in the Willett Room at the Norwood Recreation Department building to discuss the Open Space Recreation Plan. This plan is designed to give an overview of open space, recreation areas, and walking trails. A presentation from the Metropolitan Area Planning Council was given to overview open spaces around the town of Norwood, and the general public gave its feedback. On Tuesday night, the Townwide Facilities Committee met in room 24 of Town Hall. The 45-minute meeting covered a number of topics, including an update on the committee's timeline and vendor list. Chairman David Hajar also presented a schedule for when the committee will present to the other boards in town. The next meeting for the Townwide Facilities Committee will be on November 6th at 4:30 p.m. in room 24 of Town Hall. Wednesday was a very busy day in town government. In the afternoon, the Airport Commission met in their boardroom located at Norwood Airport. During the meeting, the board covered the current construction project on the runway, and Airport Manager Russ McGuire talked about additional upgrades that will take place along the access road side of the airport. The commission ended their meeting by entering into executive session. At Town Hall, the Finance Commission met in the Thornton Conference Room with a full agenda. Most of the meeting was heavily focused on the special town meeting articles. The commission also discussed next year's free cash estimate. They also received an update on the Facilities Management Committee. The Conservation Commission met on Wednesday night. They received updates from the Trails Committee, chose a peer review, and closed a case on an erosion problem. The Boston Providence Highway hearing was continued to the next meeting. On Wednesday night, the school committee met at the Savage Center. 4 main agenda items were covered during the 3.5-hour meeting. First, Assistant Superintendent Alec Wyeth reviewed last year's district-wide MCAS scores. He presented graphs and statistics to the board and showed how our schools fared among state averages. Next, the board held a brief discussion on the superintendent evaluation criteria. To end the meeting, Superintendent Dr. Thompson provided an update on the strategic plan. During the talk about the strategic plan, the board explored many options on what it would take to avoid a budgetary shortfall.
I think on the one hand, we need to be realistic about what we're actually going to need moving forward to make sure that number gives us enough wiggle room as things arise and we need to add things. However, I think we also need to be aware that an override is going to be a very hard sell. In towns like Norwood, I think the chances of it passing is around 26%, based on what some committee members have shared with me and things like that. I think we want to make sure that the number is realistic to solve the problem, but not too big that what is already going to be a hard sell becomes an impossible sell. And just for a little perspective, if it doesn't pass, this is where I get my bell. We're looking at a $3 million deficit. This is based on the calculations we as a budget subcommittee did last year. If we eliminate all after-school activities, so fine arts, sports, everything, that's $778,626. That would be a remaining deficit of $2,221,374. If we eliminate 13 positions, so teachers, that would also be $778,626. Remaining deficit would still be $1.4 million.
The committee ended the meeting by announcing to the public various upcoming school events. Their next meeting will be October 24th at 7 p.m. The Permanent Building Construction Committee met on Thursday night to discuss the Town Hall renovation project and the St. Gabriel's Chapel restoration project. To watch complete government coverage, tune into the NCM Government channel or watch it on demand at norwoodcommunitymedia.org. Stay tuned after this break to find out what is happening in your schools.
I'm Katie Seestead from the Recreation Department. I'm here to talk about our Trunk or Treat event, which is being held on Saturday, October 20th from 4 to 5 p.m. right in the DPW lot. This year we're switching it up. It is not a free event. We're asking all our participants to either come with $1 or a canned food donation so we can help stock the shelves at the Norwood Food Pantry. There is a list on our website that they need, but I know cereal, pasta, mac and cheese, cake mixes, canned fruits are a couple of things that they really do need. So please bring as much as possible or $1. It is not a free event. We look forward to seeing you on October 20th from 4 to 5 p.m. at the DPW lot.
Welcome back. Now let's toss it over to Tim Rose to find out what is happening around the Norwood School District.
Hi guys, thanks for joining me for another update on events and activities happening around our Norwood school community. The sun is shining on the Prescott. This week they participated in Bullying Awareness Week and engaged in conversations about bystander responsibilities and how to address bullying if you see it. Their 4th graders had a great time observing the moon, talking about rotations and revolutions, and even modeling a rotation of the Earth around a sun. It was a great hands-on activity led by the fantastic Science Center, Mrs. King and Mrs. Healy. At the Balch, there is some fun math going on. Mrs. Kayer's 3rd grade class has math station rotations and recently created personal sets of flashcards for practice. They also have a technology station where they are using Pearson Quick Check. Also at the Balch, Miss Duffy's 1st grade class is working hard and having fun doing the part-whole dance. They are dancing while acting out the important parts of a bar model used for addition and subtraction. A bar model uses pictorial representations of problems or concepts that can be used for any of the operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. At the Callahan School, there is also creative math learning. Here, Callahan students in Miss Ryan's grade 4 class are working in their collaborative practice math station rotation. After completing the assignment, they turn to their neighbor to discuss and compare answers and make adjustments as needed. Not only did they learn math, but they learned how to collaborate. At the Oldham School, in first grade library, they read Rosie Revere, Engineer. Then they became engineers by inventing ways to move a matchbox car without even touching it. Students were given tape, scissors, glue, an index card, a balloon, and 2 magnets. Here are some of the results, and a few nice pictures of students at work.
Blue 8, balloon and sail, test number 2. All right, let go.
At the Coakley Middle School, Miss Bernritter's STEM class is having an 8th grade STEM design challenge for cargo ships. They are learning about buoyancy and density through the design process. This is a great example of our technology curriculum. The Cleveland School held its annual open house last week. Students participated in a school-wide scavenger hunt, while families had the opportunity to visit classrooms and check out the book fair. And the Cleveland students enjoyed their interactive Force for Good singing assembly this week. Presented by Barry Lane, this assembly focused on empathy and resilience through song, music, and dance. And finally, Norwood High School has announced the Students of the Month for September. They are Luca Colosimo and Andy Stebbins. Luca attended the Callahan Elementary School and the Coakley Middle School, and Andy attended St. Catherine's and CMS as well. Congratulations to both. Well, that's it for school news. For more information around the district, please check the website, Facebook, and watch Norwood Community Media. As always, thanks so much for your continued support of our school community. Now let's send it over to Brian Dunn with the latest sports news.
Thanks, Tim. Coming back to last Saturday, football dropped the game to Holliston at home 41-18. On Monday, field hockey lost to Natick on the road 4-0. The following day, they bounced back and punched their ticket to the postseason tournament with a 3-1 win over Holliston. Golf defeated Ashland 303-240, and senior Matt Hennessy carded a 1-over-par 36 in the win. Volleyball lost with straight sets to Sharon at Sharon. Boys and girls cross country hosted Dedham on Wednesday. The boys won 35-20 and the girls lost 31-26. However, sophomore Olivia Bodette set her own personal record in the race, coming in first and beating the rest of the field by nearly 2 minutes. Well done, Olivia. Finishing up the week in sports, field hockey dropped a tough match to Dedham 3-2 at home. And we'd like to give a special congratulations to NHS alumni Casey Smith and Sammy Hayes this week. Casey continues to shine at Stonehill as she set the all-time record in points for both Stonehill and the NE10 conference with 221. Just to put that in perspective, that's an average of just over 3 points in 72 games. Sammy Hayes also recorded her 100th career point with the Bridgewater State field hockey team and a 4-1 win over Framingham State. Congratulations to both of you on reaching your fantastic milestones. And stay tuned to Norwood Community Media in the coming weeks for postseason tournament coverage. That's all for sports. Now back to the desk.
Thanks, Brian. As you drive around Norwood, you may have noticed the festive fall decorations at almost every traffic island in town. This is part of a strong effort by the Norwood DPW to add a touch of beauty to the town. DPW Director Mark Ryan spoke to the man in charge of all the town's decorations, Chip Nickerson.
Now, Chip Nickerson is out doing his fall decorations, Chip, and we're standing in front of one of them, which are actually they're spectacular. We get so many calls at DPW. People are just so happy when they see things like this, and they do make you smile. They do brighten up your day. And Chip, you're designing all these. Is that correct?
Well, yeah. I go with it. I go to Lovell's. Lovell's has a nice little shop there with all different things, and I get some ideas from that. And I see a lot around, malls and stuff like that. And each year I try to tweak it a bit. And matter of fact, I was working on the Guile clock there the other day, and John Carroll rode by with his arm out the window, and hey, Chip, big wave, and John was smiling like crazy. He was happy as anything riding by there.
Yeah, well, John was a big inspiration for all these, keeping the town beautiful, and we're keeping it going every day now. So you have how many of these places, locations, would you say there are around town?
12 to 14 locations. As far as as far as Halloween decorations, but as far as like flower beds around town, there's a lot of locations.
So Chip, what happens? How long does this stay out?
Well, it's going to stay out probably till it really gets really cold out and frost, and you can tell when it's time to move them, and hopefully we won't have any snow on the ground, and I can get them cleaned up, and everything that is recyclable I bring up to the landfill, like the corn stalks, but the scarecrows and stuff, I try to salvage them and store them up Winter Street location, and the little scarecrows and all the pumpkins and squash, go into our compost pile and get processed.
That's great. So we're saving these for next year.
Absolutely.
The corn stalk goes into the leaf pile.
Correct.
The pumpkins, gourds, and squashes go in.
Yep.
They break down, they become compost, and we're using it next year around our lawn and garden.
Great job as always, Chip. We cannot wait to see what you have in store for us for the winter. On October 13th, the Norwood High School Student Council put together an event to help raise money for the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, as well as the Jimmy Fund. Let's bring it down to the gym to find out more about the Putting for Patients event.
Today we have Putting for Patients happening. It's an awesome event. It's all the proceeds are going to benefit the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute and also the Jimmy Fund. We have an 18-hole mini golf course set up in the gym today. We have a snack bar, we have face painting, we have a caricature artist. We have a ton of opportunities to win prizes today. So we're really excited about hopefully raising $5,000 for the Jimmy Fund. It's a great organization that helps families and those who are battling cancer. And so we're really excited. Hopefully we meet our goal. We've done a lot of pre-sale, so we'll see how it goes.
So Student Council organizes the whole event with some help of other students who want to just come and help us throughout the day or donate things to the event just to make it go smoother.
It's all done through the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, so it's an event that they've put on at a bunch of different schools. We have been doing it for 4 years, so this is our 4th annual Putting for Patients event.
My favorite part about Putting for Patients is probably just seeing all the families come in and having a good time and taking advantage of everything that we have here and really just having fun.
Great job as always, students. Well, that's all for Norwood News. To stay up to date with Norwood Community Media, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend.